spent the whole weekend fucking just binging the shit out of the new Twin Peaks season with the girlfriend because she had just finished season 2 a few days ago, and watched episode 16 last night. And next week is the end of the new season. Where are you at on that, man?
I I've been doing Game of Thrones now, so like I saw that too. But I'll talk to Willie about that when he comes back. So yeah, I have not. I didn't get past like episode 6.
Okay. So almost everybody I know stopped watching in some form for whatever reason.
So I did
around episode 5 or 6. Because this is gonna be. How do I talk about this? Okay, Lynch and Frost are in total creative control of every single aspect of every single episode. And while I love that for the moments that it hits,
maybe there's some moments
there is such a thing as too much control.
Yes,
because,
there absolutely is.
Like, every single episode ends with a full musical act by a band that I don't give a shit about.
What do you mean?
Like at the Roadhouse.
Oh, right. Of course, yeah.
Like,
sorry, I thought you like the show just stops and it just cuts to a concert.
That's basically what fucking happens. Yeah. There are long ass scenes of just reverse shot of characters just staring at each other.
Yeah, there is.
And then saying one thing and then just staring at each other. But that's fine. Lynch loves that and I can appreciate it. The general plotting of those episodes is like, it's very similar to how like me and Wooly complained about the new Evangelion movie. Is that it is based on frustrating the audience, which is a very weird thing to be going for. I guess when you have 16 episodes, they're like, hey, we can spend time frustrating the audience. Absolutely. So like you get this point where it's like, okay, there are like fucking, I want to say 15 different plot threads, right? There's Ed and Nadine, there's what's going on with James, there's the murder in Buckhorn, there's Dr. Amp and his radio show, there, all these, there's what's going on with Cooper, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's the main one. And you'll be given a scene in which people talk for a little while, or they'll do a little thing, and they'll get one information. They will get one whole information. One unit of info. Yes. And they'll go, huh. And then it will cut to some bullshit you don't care about. Right. Like drug addict, not Macaulay Culkin, trying to get a job interview. Right. And it'll follow him for like the rest of the episode. Minutes. And you're going to be like, no, but what? And then once you get invested in that story, it'll start. And you're going to, drug addict Macaulay Culkin failed his job interview and now he's got a bunch of drugs. What's gonna? Now we're back to Cooper that I actually don't care about right now. I want to go, but like I was getting a whiff of all that. It is a story based on like anti-closure. Yeah. Which is why I'm so happy that once you get to 14, 15, 16, you start actually getting closure. Okay. Like, I feel confident because I know a lot of people probably just quit the show because they couldn't take it. Yeah. And there was a real worry. So there's a character who I won't name because it would be a huge spoiler. Right. But they get, in episodes 13, 14, 15, they get crazy long scenes. Like 10-minute long scenes that go nowhere. Right? Yeah. One per episode. And you're like, this is really interesting, provided this actually goes somewhere. Because does it? Because there's the nagging feeling in your heart that's like, this is just gonna straight up go nowhere. Because sometimes it does. And then when it finally does go somewhere, just that feeling of just like intense catharsis. And the pacing goes from glacial to lightning fast. Really? And all of a sudden, bam, bam, finished. And you're just awash in closure, infinite closure. And you're just like last night's episode, there was clapping, there was cheering, there was yelling at the TV. Like it's okay. Since the series is over next week, if you've held off for whatever reason, or you were afraid that it wasn't going to deliver on a single thing that you wanted, now's the time you can go back in and binge it.
Okay.
And fucking actually get something. Like, characters are answering questions. Character arcs are finishing. You're getting what you want. And it's so good. It is a 18-hour movie in which 90% of it is blue balls before the big fight.
Okay.
And it's ridiculous.
It's interesting because Game of Thrones is very the opposite of it, where it's less episodes than any season ever, and each one does those weird like travel issues that we're talking about to you, where people just teleport. But
there's no time.
But every episode is like, holy shit! Oh, what? You have that secret? Oh my god! Like every single one. Whereas the last, I'd say, 2 seasons of Game of Thrones before that was like literally spinning its wheels, where people were just still not meeting. Just people were not like getting anything done. It was just kind of stalemate after stalemate. So yeah, it was kind of like that season of the 3rd season of Twin Peaks is like 3 seasons of Game of Thrones, where it spent 90% of it and with not much happening.
Well, it's the kind of thing where I read up on the production of the 3rd season of Twin Peaks, right?
Yeah.
And I found out that like there was an argument in pre-production between Showtime executives and David Lynch that, from its description, sounds like it escalated to the point of near walk-offs and possible like coming to fists.
Yeah.
Because of Showtime going, do you really fucking need 18 episodes for this? We looked at the shit. You can totally do this in 9 or 12, easy, and you'll save us like $50 million. Like, and it's not stated in any of the stuff that I found, but I found it weird that it would become like so pitched, so like pointed, because there's an episode where if you have not seen it yet, Matt.
No, the episode that you're talking about is it the one that's just
slow motion?
Yeah.
And it is an episode in which I think everyone at home, no matter how much you love that episode or think it's genius, can understand that if I was somebody on the production team for this, I would fight Lynch to cancel this fucking thing, because it is a crazy ass waste of money. Like it is what I would call like. If this was on broadcast, that episode would have killed the show.
Right.
Would just have absolutely just people would have left and never fucking come back. Like the whole fucking thing's in black and white, for fuck's sake.
For some reason.
Like, oh, it's nuts. But oh man, it's so good.
It's good to know, because that was my fear actually for a long while.
You're not gonna go anywhere.
Or it's gonna like be like, oh, 4 seasons.
Or that one thing that you want to happen, that one thing that everyone wants to happen, is just never gonna happen. It's like, no, it's time. It's time to go back. It's time. It's so good. That's pretty much it for my week.
Alrighty.
So if that's like short week, also Woolie's not here.
You're also in a spot.
You'd
be like this.
I have to sit in a spot. Just imagine Woolie is invisible and on my lap.
Yeah.